What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We're now live and direct. We are here with Nox Trade, episode 23. Before we get started, do yourself a favor. Go to the App Store or the Play Store. Do yourself a favor and download the FTX app. Stay up to date with the latest cryptocurrencies and the NFTs. Without further ado, I am your host, Gaddis TV. What's going on, y'all? And let's get to it. All righty, guys. So we're live and direct. So first off, I want to say thank you, Nox Trades, for coming in, taking some time out of your day, and coming on the podcast. So first off, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
We're honestly excited to have you here as well. If you don't mind, for the people that are just now coming in, tuning in, and will be listening in general, really just kind of introduce yourself, let us know who you are, what were you doing before crypto, and what got you initially into the crypto kind of scene.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been in, blockchain cryptocurrency for a while, 2017 during the first major bull run. And then I survived crypto winter after that. And, dabbled with a little bit of GPU mining back then with Ethereum. And then, Wall Street bets did what they did last year, and it sent speculative markets through the roof again. And I was like, hey, you know what? I'm bored. And while I have important responsibilities in my life, I've got some cash to spend. Let's dabble back in crypto. And towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year, DeFi was the king. So I got big into DeFi. And that's why I actually missed like the first major NFT push in April of this year. Because I was too wrapped up with DeFi on side chains and layer 2s like Matic and AVAX and BSC and Phantom and blah, 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 blah. But what got me into Solana was DeFi back in May-ish or June-ish, right around the time they listed on Coinbase. I was like, oh, Solana, like they're important. I've heard their name. They're, top 20 chain, and I wonder if they have any DeFi. So I pulled a little capital out of Matic, threw it in Solana, and it took about the 12 seconds for the blockchain to finalize a transaction for me to go, oh, this is better. Like, this is a better experience. So I've been in Solana really since May, and it didn't take very long for me to move pretty much all of my DeFi capital out of all those side chains and into Solana. And then, the rest is kind of history then, because, August happened, and that's when the monkeys minted, and I minted 6 of those. And then Degen Apes minted, ThugBirdz minted. Rogue Sharks came on the scene like right after Degen Apes, even though they didn't mint for months. But that wasn't my first NFT. My first NFTs were all on the Ethereum blockchain. I did a lot of collecting on Tezos as well. I got into the Vogue right when the Vogue minted. I think that was in June. And I minted Mutant Apes. I minted 2 of those. So I was big into Ethereum until I just got into Solana NFTs more and more and more, and now it's just become clearly an all-encapsulating vibe for me is to just be in Solana NFTs. That's the journey I took to get here.
Nice. So for the people that are watching, because some people will be listening, the people that are watching to see the get up, it is, I'm assuming that is your Degen Ape on the, I guess, the screen as well. So you are the Degen Ape. Well, why you dressed like that? What's going on?
I don't know. So the Degen Trash Pandas, they did their fair launch protocol last night, and I, being an idiot Degen, thought that the fair launch was going to happen, and then we were going to get the actual Trash Pandas immediately afterwards. So I was going to hold my tokens and go live on YouTube this morning to reveal my Trash Pandas. And when I literally got to the website and I'm live, I've been live for like 5 minutes, I realized that they don't actually reveal until next week. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm dressed up. So I'm just gonna stay in this outfit today. But yeah, I am dressed up as my ape. I am my JPEG, and my JPEG is me.
I like it. Even the Viking helmet and everything. Did you ironically already have that, or was that something you planned, I guess, beforehand, or is that just, hey, you're a badass?
I bought it all. I bought it all specifically for this exact thing.
Where the heck did you find a leopard bodysuit?
Amazon for sure. And it is very form fitting. I'll put it that way.
It's like I was like, don't stand up.
I went to the grocery store today, and they have a very nice like beer selection, but it's in like a walk-in refrigerator. And I was like, oh, this is gonna fucking suck.
Oh man, that's so funny.
What question, I guess, with so you said you had kids and a wife, everything like that.
Yeah.
What were they thinking? Are they saying, oh, Dad, what are you doing? What's going on? Are they all about it, or?
I mean, they're so small, they have no clue.
Okay.
My son thinks it's just hilarious. My girls are babies.
I love it. Okay.
But my wife thinks this all of this. Like, she's one of those people who thinks like cryptocurrency is fake and it's a scam. So she's just like, Knox, what the fuck? Like, I'm just like, nah, I'm leaving it. I'm going for it. So she's I mean, but she thinks it's hilarious too. Like, she's having fun. But she doesn't get it, and that's what's kind of funny about it.
The beauty of it.
I think we would collectively say she's not gonna make it.
Oh gosh,
my girl's like the same way. She only owns NFTs because I set her up a wallet and bought her NFTs.
Yeah, no,
and it's all like Lotus Gang stuff. Like, she picked it, and I was like, here, pick a Lotus Gang thing, and she's just scrolling through. She has no concept of price or rarity. Oh, and it's like the floor is like 0.7, and then she picks one. It's like 4 Sol. I'm like, yeah, let's get it. Are you sure to like this one? It looks kind of the same. And she's like, no, let's get this one. So
I was trying to explain to her, I was like, this is something that could legitimately provide generational wealth if you believe in some of these projects the way that I do. And I was like, I think now would actually be a good time to get our kids and you one that you like say, oh, that looks like her, and that looks like our son, and that one looks like you. And she was like, no. She was like, fuck no, you're not spinning.
Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, she was.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah. She was like, no. She was
That's
like
so
like
funny.
deadpan, no smile, nothing. Like,
dead
no.
seriously. The evil eye and all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was like, no.
My girl almost didn't believe me at first until I like started like buying her a bunch of stuff, and then she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I love NFTs now.
Yeah, well, everybody does. I mean, you could admit that there was a time when you first heard about NFTs and thought like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And then it just like using Solana, the moment you buy one, you're like, oh, this is better. Like, this
I just didn't get it really.
So much quicker.
Yeah, no, you get it. Like, the moment you mint something, and then shop for it on secondary and go through rarity and all that stuff. You're like, oh, this is what I used to do.
And have like seller's regret when you're like, oh, I didn't want to sell that, and now I can't get it back.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, my S&B is only up 400,000, but if I just hold on a little bit more, maybe I could get 400 more thousand. Like, you get the humongous like seller's remorse, and you're just like, I gotta cling on to these.
Me and you are polar opposites. Me and you both minted SMBs, and like I liquidated basically my whole position in SMB at like 50 Sol, right? For like 6 SMBs, and I was like, I'm Warren Buffett. No one can fuck with me. I'm the fucking smartest guy in the world. Like I'm like, I just made so much money, whatever. And then I'm literally coping because I didn't keep one, so I'm literally coping the whole way while the floor's going. I'm like.
So I sold all 6 of mine that day, and one was a 2-at alien with demon horns. One was a 3-at skeleton.
I had an alien too, yeah.
And I sold them. I think the entire batch I sold for 50 Sol.
Yeah.
But like within 24 hours, I felt so bad that I bought back in.
You bought back in.
Yeah. I was like, I can't not have one. And now like I am wrestling. The one that I bought was really good. On Moonrank, it's rank 110. Oh, so I was like, so now I'm in this situation where I'm like, okay, well, I can't sell it for anything less than life-changing money, but if I sell it, I won't have a monkey, and that's the real problem. So now I'm just like, I'm just not going to sell it. I'm just going to hold it for forever.
That's me and my ThugBirdz, basically. It's just like, you couldn't even pry my ThugBirdz from me. You're gonna have to come in here and kill me for it.
Don't even get me started on that. I had 6, and I gave them away.
I screwed up monkeys so bad, and then ThugBirdz came out. I was like, I have a second chance. oh
Yeah.
my god, thank you God, I have a second chance. So I scooped up every fucking ThugBird. It ended up like my
Everything.
thesis paid off, right? Because
Yeah.
Thug ended up being like some god developer who only cares about his community like crazy. I was like, yes, like thank God. But now it's just like I have a couple where I just don't have no interest in selling, even like for less than like life-changing money, you know.
I slept on the thugs so hard and in the worst possible way. And I
Yeah.
saw them starting to do well. So I was like, oh, you know what? I could do like a few giveaways of thugs. I could give my friends some thugs, and I did. They're still holding.
Nice.
And then I flipped 3 of them for humongous profits, but then I didn't have thugs.
Yeah.
And like being out of the thug community was one of the biggest regrets that I had. So when I finally
True.
got capital to buy back in, like a few weeks ago, I bought a really sick Zombird that I'm in
Nice.
love with, and I'll never sell it. And
Yeah.
because like that was the biggest remorse I had. Plus, I was not aware how much the ThugBirdz were actually builders. And
Oh yeah. Whole
my
team.
exactly. My investment thesis has always been like builders are going to win this. Like right
Yeah.
now, some non-builders are winning the race because it's
Yeah.
the tortoise and the hare. They're off to
Damn.
a really amazing start. But long term, I've always, and not financial advice, do your own research.
Me and you have the
Indeed.
same thesis, so no, I'll say it.
Yeah.
Listen to this fucking guy.
I'm a guy who's wearing a plastic Viking helmet, pit vipers, and a leopard full unitard. So if you
That's
take financial
hilarious.
advice from me,
That's
you know,
your fault.
At your
bro.
own
That's your fault.
risk.
but I have always thought that
Hilarious.
if you want to think long term, like multiple years away, we are talking about a technology, Solana, blockchain, not NFTs, just
Yeah.
blockchain. We are talking about a technology that is going to attract extraordinary amounts of capital and investment and development into this ecosystem, and it's going to bring the masses with it. So when the masses arrive here, the thing that they're going to look at for personalizing themselves with their identity, what do we cope with? What do we identify with? Who are we? They're going to find the ones, the NFTs that actually built something
Yeah.
that provides utility and benefits to the space. The ThugBirdz are doing it in droves. Geckos are doing it in droves. Degen apes are doing it in droves. Even meerkats with their club DAO is something special that's happening over there.
Yeah.
There are a few slept-on builders right now that deserve to be competing for the #1 spot that aren't. And I believe in 1 to 5 years, they will. I believe all of these projects are going to be extraordinary.
Yeah, exactly. It just comes. It's almost like back in the day. It reminds me of like the 2017 like ICO craze, where like there's still some of those projects around because they were legitimate projects. It's almost like your investment thesis should come down to like, how well do you know the team, and if you got to know the team really well, are they the real deal developers, builders? Do they really know what they're talking about? Do they have not even just like skills in building, skills in like communicating and like team building and like just a bunch of skills it takes for a project to make it work. And it almost like just all equates to like a gut feeling for me, you know what I mean? And like when that gut feeling goes, yeah, that's good, you just don't you just go hard and then you sit on it, you know what I mean? And it reminds me of like all the 2017 when there was a bunch of stuff that came out and everyone was like, oh my god, I have no idea what the fuck to pick. There's like fucking 1,200 fucking coins. How do I know who's good and bad? Some people are smooth talkers, some people are whatever. And then over time, like you could tell, like the cracks started showing in the bad ones, and the strong ones just kept chugging along, right? You know what I mean? So like I think your thesis is correct. Where like if you give it like you give this market some time to mature. You give it like a year, 2 years maybe, and then you'll start to see the ones that deserve to pull ahead start to pull ahead. And the ones that were just around for this pump, obviously are just going to go to the floor, go to zero.
I think so. I mean, you have to ask yourself. So I always say this, like people DM me all the time asking for financial advice. And I tell them, first of all, I'm not giving you any financial advice. That's not what I do. Look at me. I'm an idiot. But
Look at me. I'm an idiot.
But if you have to, first of all, trust your gut. That's the first thing you should do is just trust your gut. But second of all, like, if this project, if the price today is 100, if the price today is 50, if the price today is 40, if you see the floor on these projects fall over the next month to 2, what do you think? Do you have enough faith in the team to ignore the price and keep building in such a way, and the community to do you have a core group of people in the community that will keep building? I look at ThugBirdz and I'm like, if their price fell to 2 tomorrow, which it won't, but if it did, I see people who are so inspired by ThugBirdz that they're going to fire up their own podcast.
Yeah.
They're going to fire up their own merch line, their own record label. Do you see what I mean? Like, that to me is like, I don't fucking care what the price is. These people are going to hold.
That's literally that's the team fucking chat. Is literally, we haven't talked about price we never talk about price. And it doesn't matter. It's so irrelevant to the things that we're building. We're literally out here trying to build a super brand. You know what I mean? Like with the merch, this merch is like top tier stuff. You know what I mean? And we're trying to get partnerships with really top tier brands so we can start to carve a niche into the brand market of our own. And that's just Thug merch. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a huge branch, and that's just one branch of the thing. Me and Drippin' with Thug Label, again, we're gonna try and turn the entire music industry upside down, because I actually think we can. You know what I mean? With crypto and Audius is giving us such a platform and such a way to turn what's normal now into hindsight 2020, going what the hell was that even about? Do you know what I'm saying? You're starting to see it now with independent artists starting to if you make it independent, you're good, right? And I think we could take that a step further, a couple steps further. You know what I'm saying? And just eliminate labels altogether, where Gary Vee said it best, where the fans become the record label and the shareholders of the artists and stuff like that. And that's the record label. And there's so much going on. And the developer side of things, Hatch Labs, I could talk about it all day, obviously. But my point is that projects like this are going to last, and we're not the only ones that are out there in the market right now. And, it's up to you as an investor to develop an investment thesis. And if you develop, and what I mean by that is, what do I think about this? And it becomes a lot easier to hold through dips, or even add to your position on dips when your thesis is correct and you believe in it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're wrong, but a lot of the time your gut is usually right if you're experienced in this, Exactly.
And that's what I'm talking about. If this project were to dip to fucking 2 tomorrow, and you can't say that, oh, I'm not worried about it because they're building. If you can't say that, then this buy was just a FOMO buy and nothing more. And you probably, not financial advice, you should probably get the fuck out.
Because you'll look at it in a month and go wow, I should have got out when it was only down 60%.
Or I should have never got in.
I should have never got in. You'll learn that over time. I get guilty too when I see cute pixely cats. I'm like, ooh, point 2 fucking blitz minutes.
Let me get them.
and then you buy 40 of them, and then they pump for about an hour. And,
literally me.
And you're like, if I took all of those FOMO mints that I did, and if I hadn't done it, I could have just bought another ThugBird, which I actually believe in. That's what 90% of what's happening in Solana NFTs right now is. I mean, not to FUD projects, but there's something business launching every single day.
Yeah, the derivs are getting pretty nuts.
It's getting so nuts out there, and they're just grabbing cash, and then they're disappearing off the face of the planet because the next one's going to come along the next day. And meanwhile, we've seen some really high quality projects struggle to mint lately. But my money has gone towards those high quality projects because I think 6 months from now, they're still going to be around. And just like we've seen with all these other projects, you've got a group of people who minted 20 of them. Well, they're going to sell off their supply over time. They make way for people who legitimately want to be in the project. So whether it takes a month, 6 months, a year, that holder distribution is going to thin out, and the prices are going to level off. And
no one's going to want to sell for anything other than life-changing money, and then you're going to have to pay life-changing money to join an exclusive club like this. You know what I mean?
Bingo.
That's it.
Exactly.
So, question, because both of y'all were in an NFT realm before me. I knew about it. The first one technically ever was NBA Top Shot because it was that super simple credit card. You know what I mean? Pow, pow, pow. And then the first mint in general on Solana was my Thug, because I was that person that I bought some Solana back before. I'm that diamond hand holder that, hey, that everyday user, not everyday user, just don't got a lot of cash and stuff like that. Just hey, I believe it. I want to see if I can start flipping stuff. My buddy flipped some things. I'm into that one. And the second one was the bears. But like, I remember it was like you were saying the gut feeling beforehand. Like I knew of the what crypto punks, things like that, where my mind's an alien, things like that. Which I was like, it could be worth something, stuff like that. But I think at the same time, like I don't think there was the rarity charts out, things like that yet. And at that time, Soul Bears was pumping. They were, everyone thought it was the shit. I thought it was the shit at the time. I'm like, yo, I minted it. I remember seeing the floors at like 10. I'm like, yo, dude, this is great. Let's go to the 20. Like, let me, because they first in there, and then money knows. I still got it to this day because I'm like, I'm not gonna sell for a loss. I'd rather print it out, put it on somewhere, and be like, listen,
yeah,
that's a real art. That's memory right there. Sons of a bitch. You know what I mean?
It's a battle.
You know what? And you're
yeah.
in your luck, Gaddis, someone's gonna like the dev's gonna hand it over, and then some like super like amazing community leader, some like celebrity's gonna take it on and be like, yeah, we're getting this new project, and then this floor's gonna go like 50x, and you're gonna be the only guy who made fucking money on Soul.
You see Solana tears just coming down, be like,
it's Snoop Dogg collabing with Yuga Labs.
Yeah.
Fucking that'd be crazy. But I guess kind of the point of all that was when y'all got to like first into the SMBs, things like that. Did y'all have a hunch, have a feeling it was gonna be like it was before, or
no clue, or else I would have never told.
I fucking did. I'm not trying to talk shit and whatever, but like you can go back and check my Twitter. Okay, go fucking back if you want, whoever's listening. Because I had such a strong conviction in monkeys because I love pixely cute things.
You do,
and these checked every single fucking box. And every single one looked good. I remember like the mints were coming in on the Discord chat, and I was like, wow, I really don't see one I don't like. Like these are fucking awesome. I like these, and I remember scooped a little bit more, and then when they pumped to like 50 soul, I was like, I was fucking right. They did it. They fucking did it. They did the 25x, the 30x. I'm the best, the trader in the world. Have fun with my bags.
And then they kept going and going and going.
And then they just kept going. And I'm like, fuck, I was really right. Fucking damn it. And then like I never hopped back in. And I don't know why I did, because like I to this day I'm still like, if I ever get enough soul together, like if I fucking go nuts on a crazy run, make like a couple $1 million, the first thing I'm gonna fucking do is buy 3 or 4 SMBs and just never sell them ever again and keep them there, even if they go to zero, as just to offset the feelings that I've had before. Because at least I know now it'll be a reminder that like if you feel like you're right. And if you have like a checklist, right? I don't really have a checklist. I just have like a mental, like things that I like to see when devs and projects are launching. And then like these guys just checked everything. I was like, man, I'm doing it. I'm going full in. And just always keep a moon bag too is rule number 2, because that's been my rule for years. And I broke it. I broke it because I just got greedy, and I was like, man, these are never ever pumping past 50 ever. And I'm talking like my alien, bro. Like I was like, these are never pumping past 50 ever. And so the 2 strongest things that like I took from it to this day, and which just helped me with ThugBirdz, to be honest. L's are good if you take lessons out of them, is like if you have strong conviction, make sure like you really hold on to it and never sell everything, because even if you were right, because there's a chance that a lot of people feel the same way about it, but they have a lot deeper pockets than you, and they'll pay you for it.
Yep. Whales became whales because they held.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, and that's not something you realize, because you get caught up in the headlines. That's the thing, is you see, like, you saw the monkey sell for 2 million, then rank 2 sold for 1.4 million. Then you saw rank 3 sold for like 1.1 million. That's what you see. And you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to flip mine for, $1, but you're never going to actually make those millions unless you first of all, minted rank 1 monkey, which you did.
Right.
And
Right.
then second of all, if you want to make that kind of money, you better fucking sit on your hands.
Yeah,
Like
man.
that's what the biggest lesson that I had to learn the hardest way was. You're not going to, if you're an average asshole like me, you're not going to make humongous money unless you buy stuff that you believe in and then sit on your goddamn hands.
Turn into Gaddis.
Yo, honest to God, listen, my friends, my mom and dad are like, listen, because like this is my thug right now. For me, it is life changing money, even if it's 15 grand, something like that, which it would be hopefully more than what mine is worth. But like that could literally change my life in very good ways. But at the same time, I believe, you know what I mean? Like even though P-Doc's like main member of the the down stuff like that, this cat don't tell me nothing. Like I'm just like everyone else. So I'm literally like, I've told my parents, I'm like, listen, I'd rather have that story and you know what I mean, of me holding it, and then maybe I could have made 20,000, 30,000, but maybe it come at times where it's truly a life changing like actual thing, and
you will,
and the struggles be worth it. You know what I mean? Granted, again, it could flip and do absolutely nothing, and I could look back and be like, damn, I had this opportunity, but it's one of those things
you will make it, Gaddis.
You know what I mean?
You will make it because you have those hands. You have that conviction.
Diamond since 2017. I tell you what, guys.
And if it's not ThugBirdz, it'll be something that you just diamond hand the shit out of, because that's the way you make it in crypto.
Yep, that's exactly it. And I mean, and it's kind of the nature of crypto, and it's kind of even more so the nature of NFTs. Yeah. We're either getting rich together, or we're getting wrecked together. But one way or another, like that's actually like a phrase that the DJ and Apes say. They have a Discord channel called Mint Squad, where they're all talking about like minting stuff together. And that's the theme, is we're either going to get rich together or we're going to get wrecked together. But that's actually the theme for all of crypto, right? And that's really the theme for NFTs. And, I have plenty of things that I aped into at the wrong price point, and then they've gone to zero, and that's just the L that you take. And, maybe I had the right gut feeling, and maybe I had a lot of conviction in the project, and that shit's still going to fail. There's still going to be mints that go horrendously wrong because of technical failures, because we're literally building this plane in the air right now.
Yeah.
So, that's a good analogy.
That's just what's happening out there in the world. And there's just going to be some expensive, tough lessons to learn. If I had held my 6 monkeys, which included a demon, 2 or whatever, and a skeleton, and then the 4 commons, I would have had a bank account with 2 commas in it right now.
Yeah.
But I don't. And that's the lesson. That was one of the toughest lessons that I've had to learn.
Me too.
And now the one that I'm holding, the thug that I'm holding, the apes that I'm holding, like, you're not going to be able to get me to sell them unless I'm going to Christie's.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the only way. And if they go to zero, that's going to suck. But whatever, I'll be okay.
Whatever.
You live and learn.
But I don't think they will. And that's the idea. I don't think they will. And I think I'm going to be that guy a year from now who the dude
diamond-handed the shit out of everything.
Okay, like there was a tweet right after I sold my monkeys that really got to me. It was a guy who said, "Here's how I turned like $4,000 into $14 million in 6 months." Here's the thread. The first tweet was, "I minted Bored Apes and never sold them." The end. I was like, all right.
Should have known.
Okay, that's what you do.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's how you make it, man. Seriously, every single person will tell you from 2015, 2014. It's just like they'll say it's the same story from every single person. They're like, I had 2,500 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Now I got 0.5. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So like, you just sit on your hands. And if Gaddis was around in 2015, he wouldn't even be on this podcast.
Yeah, I was there in 2017. I got it. I got Bitcoin, but see, I'm the like, I want to say I'm the average American where I put like 100, 150, $200 in when I was like, because honestly, the reason I got into crypto and all this stuff is I remember being young kid, 2K, when it was Y2K, my parents, they weren't thinking like, it was the craze of, yo, internet's going to shut down. Everything's going to be crazy. I remember cash was king back in the day. Yo, you got a credit card. Oh, you were crazy. You are literally insane. Nothing's going to be on that. Now, cash is everything. But still, what is cash? Now it's all credit cards, stuff like that. I'm like, dude, you know, I'm a gamer, things like that. And then all these other cats are 10 times smarter. And like, I get some stuff. I don't get how things compute exactly. I'm like, okay, I can see how it is. And I didn't mean to tell my parents, I'm like, listen, I'm going to, you know, save some money up that, you know, well, at the time I was old enough to drink and everything like that. So, you know, instead of going out partying, I'm going to literally just have it there and then maybe hope 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 years down the road, I'm like, you know what? That investment paid the F off, you know what I mean? Or worst case scenario, I was going to get drunk off that money anyway. So, you know what I mean? Hey, you know, it's 2 days going out and not going out, you know what I mean? So things like that. But it was, yeah, good or bad, I'm a diamond holder. I remember I bought it like 15, then right at like the 22 and then right at the top peak, and then it went down, and same philosophy I have now. I'm like, I'm not going to sell for a loss. Like, why? Like, I got to spend more money to do it? No, I'd rather, hey, I put in the money that I knew I could afford to lose. I guess that's the big difference, you know. Literally put the money that...
A lot of people don't, man.
100%. Even a lot of my friends are like, yo, man, thinking about taking a thing out for the mortgage. I'm like, no, bro. Like, you're just hoping for everything. But, you know what I mean? That's I guess that's crypto-wise. But I still believe into it and the whole thing. I remember my buddy telling me about Solana. Really more just because he believed in Sam. He's like, bro, this cat is stupid smart. Like, everything.
Sam's a god to all of us now.
You know what I mean? Even beforehand, you know, and I remember because he would tell me about it. I'm like, you bought any yet? He's like, nah, yeah, that gut feeling now looking back, he's like, dude, bro, you just like one of those, it could have been completely different. So, yeah. But I'm happy to be in the scene of it.
Act on your impulses when it comes to this stuff, man. Act on them. Even if it's an impulse to sell, when you're like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it pays off to act on your impulses to sell and to buy stuff. And like, especially if you have diamond hands. And the big thing is that you make sure that you're willing to lose it. I'm not saying impulse buy $50,000 of Bitcoin when your net worth is 55. I'm saying impulse buy $500 of Bitcoin when you can. Do you know what I'm saying? Because chances are it's going to pay off in the end, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and you know, the other thing I got to remind people is no one ever went broke taking a profit.
Yeah.
So it's okay to take a profit, even if you wanted to make millions and you settled for thousands. That's okay. You're not a bad person, especially if you're doing things like, I don't know, paying medical bills or feeding your kids. Like, don't let greed get in the way of like actually living your life.
Realizing
because that is greed at the end of the day. Like, call it what it is. Me diamond handing this S&B is purely a greed play. But I'm okay. Like, I am financially, I am paying my bills and supporting my kids and everything.
Good.
It's not hindering my life in any way.
Yeah, you're not. Your life isn't hanging on this trade.
I would never ever do that or jeopardize my entire family situation, you know, to make an extra buck. But you know, I've got a job and everything else, like with health insurance and blah blah blah. So I'm fine. But I have encountered people in the wild who DM me and say like, hey, me and my wife both lost our jobs. What NFT should we buy? Yeah. And it's like, you should buy help to, you know, build your resume.
You should buy a car and go find a job.
You should buy a LinkedIn premium subscription.
Yeah, literally.
You might want to buy help for a gambling addiction if that's the case. You got to be honest about where this is headed at some point. Like, there are people out there who just cannot stop putting money in the slot machine. That is the mint button. So
100%.
So you got to be careful. You got to protect yourself too. But if you are in a situation where you can buy an NFT that you really believe in, and then sit back and just watch it go up 1 billion%, then fall 50%, then go up another 1 billion%, kudos.
You deserve it.
I make it.
Yeah, gonna make it. We're all gonna make it.
Question, because we're kind of honestly past the 30-minute mark, which I've loved the conversation so far. It's been gone quick, to be honest with you. I guess what are some things that you are like you said, excited about in the future in general, for the NFT world or just crypto in general? Like, what are some things you're excited about?
So anything that's not profile picture projects is what I'm really excited about. That's going to be gaming. That's going to be the music industry. That's going to be changing how we distribute entertainment and ownership for entertainment, whether that's music or movies or whatever. You saw the Bored Apes launch a music band, Kingship, over the weekend. Like that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and I can't stop looking at it.
Yeah.
So I just the entire way the entire way the entertainment industry is changing, music, gaming, and evolving NFTs to be beyond something more than just a profile picture, which is still really cool. A way to, really express your identity through artwork. The entire way that blockchain has now enabled the distribution of entertainment and assets and commerce in such a instantaneous peer-to-peer fashion. I can trade something with you that I own right now. Like right now it's just JPEGs, but what if it's not? What if it's something bigger? And I know that is what Raj and Anatoly's dream is. That's the entire point of the Breakpoint conference that just happened. And that's what's going to happen in 2022. The builders are going to build. And I'm not just talking building NFT projects. I'm talking build truly revolutionary social media entertainment distribution applications.
The DeFi stuff, man.
DeFi, branding, all of it. It's all going to be seamlessly integrated as my headset keeps falling off of my Viking helmet. All of it's going to happen in the next few years, and this is why I've been on a tweet campaign lately that's like Solana's at all-time high. A lot of people get nervous when they hear that Solana's at all-time high, but its market cap is still 1/9 of Ethereum's and 1/15 of Bitcoin's. So if you think Solana is as competitive as those blockchains, if you believe that a builder will look at Solana and go, oh, I want my user to have the best instantaneous experience, so I'm going to build on Solana, then you should theoretically believe that Solana will grow to a market cap of $500 billion.
I just looked at this. Solana's market cap, Solana's price per coin, if it hits Ethereum's market cap, is like $1,736 per coin.
Bingo. And what is it right now? So you're telling me you could get a $2,000 coin for $250 right now?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I looked at that today and I said, wow, anything under 1K is a gift. Literally, I said that to myself. I texted Adam, my buddy. I was like, anything under 1K is a gift. And he's like, are you actually buying at these prices? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, bro. Anything under 1K is a gift.
I mean, if I'm going to stake it and just hold it and walk away and come back and check on it in 3 years. Yeah, sure.
Geez. Yeah.
I'll buy all the Solana you have right now.
Yeah.
$250. Sell me all you want and fuck off.
And I'm not trying to knock on the ETH guys either, because I'm not saying like it's gonna steal market cap or anything. Like we're gonna see crypto as a whole just go. You know what I'm saying? And who even knows what Ethereum's market cap's gonna be at that point too? You know what I mean? It's probably gonna be something crazy because all the top people are building on it. You know what I mean? And I think and there's a place for it in crypto, just like there's a place for it, Solana in crypto. For but it's not so niche for Solana. Like there's a lot of shit you can do with low transaction fees and high speed. So
and the fact that we're talking about decentralization effectively mean this is globalization, meaning that it's almost like this is a business that is instantaneously going to have worldwide global adoption. Of course, this market cap is going to be $1 trillion. Of course, we're not talking about everybody in North America using this thing. We're talking about everybody,
everyone
using this thing.
Literally.
So I don't know how you could not be. I mean, unless something somewhere happens with international regulations that stop the usage of these things, I just don't see this as something that will ever stop growing in popularity after what we've seen in 2021. Yeah. This year, the masses woke up to blockchain. Jimmy fucking Fallon just bought a Bored Ape.
Yeah.
And Post Malone.
I I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he bought one yesterday.
The celebrities are like, it used to be a big thing, remember? And now it's just like daily.
Now it's just what happens. And
they're starting to see it. They're like, oh, okay. Shit.
And institutions are buying monkeys now. Institutions.
That's crazy.
Not people. The big ones that just bought yesterday were businesses that bought them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my point is like everybody at some point, like blockchain has become a household brand.
Mm-hmm.
Not a specific blockchain, not Ethereum, not Solana, but now crypto and blockchain is something that people are talking about. Last thing I'm going to say, and I think this is very important. There was a poll that was recently done for younger people under the age of 18. 22% of them knew what NFTs were, and 16% had bought NFTs.
Yeah.
The next generation is the generation that is growing up with iPads in school. Yeah. We didn't have that. I didn't have that. But they were growing up with iPads in school, and that's just
fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
So now guess what? They're growing up where they're going to build a financial portfolio someday, and blockchain and cryptocurrencies and NFTs have always been a part of their life. Yeah, it's just what you buy.
It's here now. When the 6-year-olds now who are like, Mommy, Daddy, when they like, that's what you're describing is them. Yeah. That's literally them because it's here now.
But they're not. They're not sophisticated or old enough to buy them, whereas we are. And now it kind of feels like, oh, we're the next oil tycoon or the next railroad tycoon. The next revolution is literally happening right now, and I am buying the fuck out of it. Yep. and that's because I know that 20 years from now, every single like adult who has entered the workplace, they're now 27. I'll be fucking 50, but they're 27 and they've got expendable capital. What are they investing in?
Yeah.
Not fucking not boomer stocks. They're buying Ethereum and Solana or whatever blockchain company.
Woof and Scum.
Exactly. I mean, that's my point. It's like this is just what they've always had. They just don't have the money right now, but they will someday.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I could be just, a kook.
Or it goes to zero.
Or goes to zero. Yeah, exactly.
Or
I'm just an idiot. But
don't worry. I'll be going to zero with you.
Yeah, exactly. With Rich Erect, right?
We're gonna start our own McDonald's.
Shit, McDonald's making bank. I'll be happy to make it. Honestly, man, on that one, we're kind of, I guess, wrap it up on there. Were anything that off the top of your head that you wanted to, I guess, I don't know, address, be known, anything you're excited about, I guess, other than what you just said, or?
No, I mean, I'm always out there on social media, all the platforms, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. So just feel free to get at me. I'm pretty accessible during the day. Yeah, so Twitter and TikTok is at Nox_trades. And YouTube is just Nox Trades, one word, because they don't allow underscores, I don't think. But nonetheless, that's where you can follow me. I'm available. I try and release YouTube content twice a week. So, subscribe. I talk about what's going on in the market. I also do interviews with other projects like ThugBirdz. So, make sure you follow me and just keep up with what's going on.
Awesome. Well, on that note, if you don't mind staying for a quick second, I'm going to go ahead and end it up here. But if y'all haven't, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Follow at Nox_trades and do yourself a favor as well. And basically follow me on the YouTube as well. Without further ado, thank you again, once again, for everyone coming in, tuning in, showing some love. As always, stay fresh, stay clean, stay positive, stay caucon. Shout out to Nox_trades one more time. Big baby.